Let's come up to next, which says solving percentage increase or decrease by number line magic. So it's not called as method, it's called as magic. Now there is a reason why we call it to be number line magic, because everything we have studied in evergreen, lost and confused product, the increase and the decrease, we can solve this by this number line. So let's study what is this number line. Central number will be 10 and to the right it will increase by 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and so on. And on the left hand side I'll have numbers which are less than 10, which is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then so on. So this is not your number line, not a normal number line, right? Starting from 0, 1. Now I am asking you a simple question. If there is a 10% increase, then there is a 10% increase, then there is a 10% increase. So what is the overall increase in the percentage? And the answer is not 30. Okay, we know how to solve this. If there is a 10%, 10% and 10% increase, how do you solve this? So remember this now. Whenever there is a 10% increase, according to number line, you will write 11. If there is a 20% increase, you will write 12, 30%, 13, 40%, 14, 50% increase, 15, 60% increase, 16 and 70% increase, you will write 17 and so on. So if there is an increase, you will just follow the number line. Now if there is a 10% decrease, you will write 9. 20% decrease, you will write 8. 30% decrease, you will write 7. 40% 6. 50% 5 and then so on. So if there is a decrease, you will follow the LHS of number line. This will also be helpful in profit, loss and discount. I'll tell you there how to use this. So now there is a 10%, 10%, 10% increase. What do I write for 10% according to the number line? 11. 11 for one 10% increase, another 11 for one another 10% increase, and the third 11 for third 10% increase. What is 11 into 11 into 11? 11 cube, which is 1331. I'll put a decimal point there, 133.1. Now you will say why? Because it will always increase from 100. So if it is increasing from 100, it has to be what? 10, 10, 10. Eventually it has to be 30. So when it is compounding, it will be just more than 30. When you are saying the answer to be 1331, you are saying it's 1000% increase. Now how can that happen? If it is 10%, 10%, 10%, it will be close to 30%, right? That's why I put a decimal point there. And I say what is the increase? 133.1. And you always compare this with 100. So from 100 it became 133.1. So what is the increase? 33.1% increase. Okay, so remember why did we put this decimal point? The reason was, if you are saying 1331, you are saying 1000% increase, which is not possible. If you are increasing by 10, 10, 10, you will be in the range of 30. So my increase here is 33.1%. So 10%, 10%, 10% increase is equivalent to 33.1% increase. This is how you solve this by number line. Now if I had to solve this by my normal percentage method, now why am I doing this? Just to compare and understand the number line even better. So if I had to solve this by percentage method, we had done this earlier. So I'll start, whatever is a number, it's 100%. It's 100%. Increases by 10. What is a 10 of 100? 10. So I'll add 10 to 100, it becomes 110. So 110, which means 10% increase. Now again this is increasing by 10%. So what is 10% of 110? 11. Add 11 to 110. 11 plus 110 is nothing but 121. So it increased by 21%. But there is one more 10% increase. What is 10% of 121? 12.1. Add 12.1 to 121. What does it becomes? 133.1. The same answer. So what is the increase? Percentage increase, overall percentage increase in 3 years, 100 to 133.1. The answer is 33.1. Okay, that's how you solve it by percentage method, and the method that I showed you right now is a number line method. So try and follow number line method because then you are even avoiding the calculation which are required in your normal method. So try and follow the number line method. Getting the answer will be easier and it will be like a magic that is happening when you solve it by number line. But try and compare this with percentage method. Now let's take any percentage and solve. After increase we go to decrease. So I'm saying now there is a 10% decrease, then there is a 10% decrease, and again there is a 10% decrease, and the question is what is the overall decrease that is happening? So let's just follow the number line. For 10% decrease, what will I write according to the number line? 9. So write a 9 for 110%. One more 9 for 110% and one more 9 for 110%. 9 into 9 into 9 is nothing but 9 cube 729. Now if you can imagine, from 100 you are reducing. If you are reducing, how can you reach 729? Because 729 is way larger than 100. If you are reducing, obviously you will be lesser than 100. So you will just put one decimal point after your 72. Right? You will put a decimal point after 72 by saying from 100 you will reach 729. And there is a logic: 10%, 10%, 10% reduce. So you have to reduce by 30%. You can reach to 70. Right? So it has to be in the range of 70. So 72.9 is the answer. So from 100 you reach 72.9, which means decrease of what? 27.1% decrease. Earlier we got 33.1% increase, now 27.1% decrease. If I had to solve this by percentage method, what will I do? 100, it will reduce by 10%. 10% of 100, 10. 100 minus 10, 90 what it becomes. Then again 90 will reduce by 10%. 10% of 90 is 9. 90 minus 9 is 81. Then again 81 will reduce by 10%. So 10% of 81 is 8.1. 81 minus 8.1 turns out to be 729, which is 72.9. So what did I learn from this? Whatever was 100% has reduced to 72.9% of itself, such that it has reduced by what now? 27.1%. Okay, that's the decrease. So you know how to solve it by number line method. Just put 39 and get the answer, and you know how to solve it by percentage method as well. Okay, so try and apply most of this application and you'll get the answer most of the time. Now let's solve it for increase and a decrease. So we solved increase and we solved decrease. Now increase and a decrease. 10% increase, then a 10% decrease. So what is the overall percentage increase or decrease that is happening? So according to the number line, for 10% increase, what will you write? 11. For 10% decrease, what will you write? 9. So 11 into 9 becomes what? 99. You always compare this with what? 100. So from 100 it became 99, which means what? It reduced by 1%. So what is the decrease here? The decrease is of 1% in this case. If I have to compare this with percentage method, just for a better understanding, what will you say? It was 100 reduced by 10%. What is 10% of 100? 10. So 100 minus 100 plus 10 will be 110, because first it increased. Then what will I do? It reduced by 10%. So 110, 10% is 11. Since it reduced by 11, I'll subtract 110 minus 11 is nothing but 99. So eventually what happened? It reduced by 1%, the same answer. Once by number line and second by percentage method. So always try to do this cross comparison for better understanding of how will we go ahead and solve this problem. Now let's take any percentage random increase. We'll try and compare that. 15% increase, and then there is a 15% increase again, and I am being asked what is the overall increase. So imagine this: 10% I'll write what? 11. 20% I'll write what? 12. I am asking you something that is in between 10 and 20%, that is 15%, and in between 11 and 12. So what will be there in between 11 and 12? That is 11.5. So for 15%, I'll write 11.5 into 11.5, because there is 15% increase. Now we have studied in the first class how do you solve square of number by base method. I'll take my base as 100 now. Since this is just 15 more than 100, I'll write it as was plus 15 plus 15. All that I'm trying to do is solve 115 square, but I'm doing this by shortcut. If you don't know this, see the first class on speed calculation. That is where you are being taught about how to find out square of any number quickly. So I'm solving this by base method. Since this is 15 more than 100, I'll write plus 15 plus 15. Then I'll add 115 plus 15 is 130. 15 into 15 is 225. But as we have learned there, we need only a 2-digit number. So 2 goes as a carry. 2 goes as a carry, and 130 plus 2 is added. 13225. But I'll put a decimal point since it's 11.5 into 11.5. So my answer to this is 132.25, which means what is an increase? 215% increase is equivalent to an increase of 32.25%. Okay, so if there is a 15% increase, the overall increase is 32.25%, and that's how I get the answer quickly by solving it by number line method. Now let's take few other examples of complicated percentage numbers and see if we can get the answer by number line. Now we'll solve increase and a decrease, but we'll take any percentage. We'll not take any round figures, we'll take any percentage. So 28% increase is what is being said, and 10% decrease. Okay, 28% increase. How will write 28? Go to 20. Where do you find 20 now? You find 20 here at 12. And where do you find 30? 30 you find at 13. What do I need right now? 28. Now can you imagine what will I write between 12 to 13? What will I write? A number that will represent my 28. That will be what now? 12 and 13, and it will be 2 decimal point less than 13, so it will be 12.8. I'll write 12.8 for 28. And what will I write for 10% decrease? That I already know is 9. Now let's just multiply this and solve to get the answer. So I need to multiply now 12.8 into 9. So let's just multiply. I'll just multiply first. Integer 12 into 9 is nothing but 108. I get this first. 12 into 9, just a way to multiply. And then I'll multiply 0.8 into 9. 9 into 8 is 7.2. So I add both of them right now. So 108 plus 7.2 comes out to be 115.2, and that's what I'll write it here. 115.2 is what I'll write it here. So, and we always compare it with 100. So what is 100 now has become 115.2. So what is an increase here? 15.2% increase. Okay, so 28% increase and 10% decrease is equivalent to a 15.2% increase. 15.2% increase, and that's how easy it is to go ahead and solve such kind of problem. So make sure you know the basics related to number line. If you just practice few of these problems, surely you are getting the answer to most of the questions. Take one more percentage increase and decrease with any of the random numbers and understand this magical number line even better. So I'm saying now 25% increase and 32% decrease is what I'm talking about here. 25%, let's say, how will you split this up? 20% is what you write at 12, 30% you write at 13. I need something that is in between 20 and 30, that is 25%. So I'll write something between 12 and 13, that is nothing but 12.5. So 25% I'll write 12.5, and 32% decrease. 32% decrease. Now let's go here. What is 30% decrease? That I'll write 7. 40% decrease I'll write as 6. But now I have a 32. Okay, so you are increasing from where? 6.2, 6.3, 6.8. Because this is where you reach 6.8 is just 2 decimal point away from your 7, and that is what my 32 will be. So for 32 you will write 6.8. Now just multiply 125 into 68. I'll multiply this, I'll get the answer to this, and I'll take 2 decimal point, keep it away from the 2 decimal point, I'll get my answer 8500. So that's 85.00. Avoid the decimal part. 85 is the answer to this. What do you mean by this? There is a 15% decrease in it. So 25% increase and 32% decrease is equivalent to one decrease of 15%. Okay, and that's how you solve most of the problem by this magical number line. Now take any percentage number, write it by number line, multiply it and get the answer. Once you practice this, you will get used to writing and getting the solutions by number line. And mind you, when the problem is big, it involves a lot of calculation. That is when the magic of number line will do wonders for you.